We all have save files, old games, old memories, and sometimes we go back, hoping to relive them. This will be more of a different video, but I wanted to take this chance at the end of the year to reflect on the past year and remind myself, and maybe you too, that the past isn't about going back, it's about learning what mattered and carrying those lessons forward. But nostalgia isn't the fuel, it's just a spark. In this video, I'll show you some of my previous videos and talk why I started this channel and also what can you expect from it in 2026. As I said on my previous video about memory cards and finding ghosts on memory cards, nostalgia used to mean getting my old life back. Up until the PlayStation 2 era, I had the most normal period of my life. My mother was still alive, and I was just a regular child living with my mom and dad, and had no worries in life other than to just play video games, really. In reality, though, that's not 100% true, since now looking back I see a lot of red flags from that time, but what matters is that for a long time I cling to objects and rituals of that period because I wanted to go back to that time in my life. I wanted my mom back, and I wanted my old life back. My old house, my old friends, my old school, everything really. I just wanted to be carefree and happy again, like I was when I was a kid. After all the turmoil and moving places, I would never imagine as a young adult when I finished college that I would have to go back to my hometown. After my mom's death, life wasn't very good for me, and the peak of that was when my stepmom and dad kicked me out of the house at 21. At 21, you're not a child anymore, you should be an adult, but the truth is, modern Western society, especially in Europe, pushes you to only leave your parents' house in your 30s, and my father didn't prepare me for anything, since he always wanted me to stay still and do nothing because it was always too much hassle for him. In the end, what I wanted, just like any kid, was for present parents, and parents that were there for me, that would teach me things, that would not disregard what I was saying, that would listen to my cries and my needs. I wish I had the mom and dad from the image I have in my head, but the reality was different. Life is not a video game, and you can't just expect to load a past save file and to be as accurate as it was in the game. It doesn't translate that well into real life. In the end, your reality and your experience in life is only the bubble of your perspective, and if you make that bubble to be the past, then you're not living in the present. You're not living your real life. This may sound like something from the movie Matrix, but reality can be a hard pill to swallow sometimes, and it's kinda easy to cling to a previous save file. Luckily, I had the privilege of life showing me that the present can actually become even better than what you hoped for, and that sometimes being wrong is good. What I thought I wanted was wrong, and what I have in the present is actually better, as crazy as that sounds. And I didn't believe it back then, but now that I see it in front of my eyes, everything makes more sense. If you're still here, thank you. You are the true OG, as always. I appreciate you very much. I hope you had a good 2025. So like I said in the beginning of the video, after my mom's death, I always wanted to go back to that place in time and wanted my normal life back. And as time moved forward and as harder as I tried, like it seemed I was always getting far from it. It was always very frustrating because being an 11-year-old, you're just a child. You have no control over anything really, and especially with the way my father parented me, where he was always dismissive of me and dismissive of what I wanted to do. Control seemed getting slipping. It felt like it was slipping more and more from me, and it was always very frustrating to me growing up and trying to control things that are outside of my reach. And one of the hard lessons for me growing up was all these things were happening around me that I could not control. And it took me a very long time, like up until my 30s, to realize like my existence is just my bubble, like my body, my conscience, and what I can interact with. If you're a game developer or if you are into games, like you can only interact, like your character can only interact with the game and the world you're in, with certain moves, like with X, square, triangle, circle, whatever buttons, right? With certain actions. And it's kind of funny because when you're playing a game, you're not worried about what's happening outside of that bubble of your character and that layer of interaction you have with the world. But in real life, especially with those types of circumstances where lots of things outside your control and outside of that layer of interaction happen to you and affect you, kind of sucks. Like in Portuguese, we have this thing with football where we say joga bonito, and Brazilians also have this joga bonito, play beautiful, right? And when you play beautiful and you lose, when you jogas bonito e perdes, that's always a super frustrating and bitter feeling. And that was the main driving force for me growing up. Was like, I wanted that life back. I wanted to go back to that. And my life, little by little, kept pushing me away from this dream and from this thing I thought I should have as a right, a normal, regular life. I thought that was something that should be given to me in a plate, um, like a birthright. And life isn't like that sometimes. Of course, I'm not saying there's always people who are in worse situations than you, and also people that are in better situations than you. I consider myself privileged, actually, because I'm a white dude. My parents were middle class. I lived in the suburbia, classical, typical white guy European life, so no complaints. But yeah, that being said, of course, my mom had cancer, and it was, I'm not going to say it was the end of the world. But yeah, I still think like there are a lot of things like every kid wants and needs, like their parents' attention, and we as humans have needs, and if our parents, which are the ones that are supposed to protect you and teach you, don't do that, even if they have a reason or not, like it's hard. Like I grew up with absent parents, I feel like, but that being said, and again, don't take me wrong, because yeah, I still had the roof. I had video games. It was a lot like it could have been way worse. So I grew up with lots of issues that I didn't realize I had, because my parents didn't teach me things, didn't care about what I was doing, and that led to a lot of confidence issues and a lot of problems when adapting to society, because there was a lot of stuff like I just did not have the experience. I was not experienced at all growing up, and that manifested into social skills, into working skills, like into learning skills. Like I had problems in school, I had problems with friends, I had problems with girlfriends, and yeah, it took me a really long time to turn things around. And also it made me handicapped in the sense of like figuring out what I wanted to do and making a plan for myself, because I had no references, I had no one to tell me what was right or wrong. And when you are a kid, of course you don't know, right? Nobody learns by, like, nobody knows everything by default when we are born, right? So I had to figure it out, like many people in the world, for myself. And I was lucky. That when my parents kicked me out, I had these uncles who took me in, and they paid for some tuition, and I took that chance to learn new skills and thankfully I then got a job with those new skills and got lucky from there. I also did my part. I also studied and worked hard and applied to jobs before ending the tuition. Like 1 month before, I was going to job interviews, and even before the tuition ends, I already had this internship going on for me. And after that internship, they offered me a job, and from there, like, I started my career, which I'm still doing, and also had the opportunity to move to Japan for 2 years thanks to this opportunity. And before that, like around that time where I was living with my uncles, that's I got to live with my girlfriend and then make a family. And yeah, like I always wanted to go back to that, but with as time would go by, I never thought, like, I felt in many moments that I would not be able to. Like, maybe I will never get a girlfriend, maybe I will never get a good job, maybe I'll never have the money to live by myself. Maybe I'll be stuck with something I don't enjoy for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll never have a family of my own. And yeah, maybe I will always be alone. But thankfully, and even though I could not see it at the time, this is where I am now. And one of the main, I'm sorry I'm yapping a lot, but one of the main reasons I'm doing this channel and I started doing this channel is because I want to document as much of my life lessons as I can, in the hopes that I can push anyone out there, even by saying something without meaning, and that something unlocks something for you or makes you go one step ahead or above, then my goal is achieved, is completed. Because you never know the things you say, how they impact somebody else. And sometimes you just need to hear things in a certain way for that to click in your head, and for you to have the courage or have the skill to move one step, and from there it snowballs into something bigger. And sometimes things are ahead of you and you don't really see them and you don't believe in them, but if somebody gives you the push, then that thing happens, and then you start to believe it, and then begins this chain of confidence where it grows and grows, and you start seeing like the fog disappears, and you start to see the painting more sharper and sharper, and when you know it, you reach the destination and you're already there. So the goal of this channel is like help anybody out there, even if just a little, and even without intent, like me, without realizing. If I do that for you, let me know in the comments, like one day, because that's what life's all about: touching other people, interacting with other people, make everything better, right? The world a better place. And it's like Michael Jordan in the Last Dance. Like, I don't want to win alone. Like, I want to win with my team. Like, winning with people around you, even if with people you don't know very much or know very well sometimes, and that's the best feeling ever. So like, I don't want to just win by myself. I want everyone to win with me, if that makes sense. And especially, not gonna lie, from a more personal standpoint, my family and future generations, because with the internet, like, I don't know if in 5 generations from now my grandkids will watch this, and maybe their parents will not give them great advice, but this somehow gives them great advice. I don't know, but yeah, in a more personal point, I also started this channel because, yeah, I don't make it to grow up alone like I did. Like, I almost had no memories of my mom, and I don't want this to be a super sad video or anything. I consider myself a lucky guy, privileged guy, happy guy, but yeah, I don't Like, I don't know what will happen to me, and I'm not saying anything will happen, I hope not. But yeah, if something happens, at least my kid has these lessons, and I can still be a parent for him, which my parents ended up not. Yeah, my mother didn't have that opportunity, and my father did not do that for me. So anyway, so that's why I started this channel. I'm still figuring it out, as you know, and as you can see, or probably don't see because we don't have lots of viewers. Um, but yeah, comment what you want, whatever you felt like commenting in this video, or nothing at all, and just leave a like. What I want to tell you is that I will be making content in 2026. I'm doing content every Sunday, and I'm also starting streaming every Friday. So I hope you show up on stream like Twitch and on YouTube. That would be cool. Let me know. I'll be playing demos in the next stream, but I'll be playing games every Friday and just chilling and drinking soda or some sort of drink. And yeah, I might start in the next year. I'll be trying new things as always because I'm still figuring out what this channel is going to be about. If it's the life lessons, if it's just the games, shorter formats, longer formats. I want to do some let's play videos or like gameplay with commentary videos, but not sure if that's boring. I also want to do maybe some devlogs, because I want to make a game of my own. That's an old dream I have. I also play music, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do some music recording videos. Probably not. I don't want to get into that for the next year, maybe later. But I always wanted to do a game, and I think maybe next year I'll start with devlogs, and that will involve some music, of course. What else? What other ideas do I have? I think for now that's just it. But again, I'm open to ideas. Anybody watching out there, if you want to leave any comments with what to do, that would be appreciated. But yeah, I have some more personal stories I want to tell. But I'll definitely will start with Let's Plays, and also start with devlogs somewhere in this year, like 2026, because you'll be watching this in 2026. So yeah, again, if you're still here or if you're enjoying the content, I would love for you to like reach out. But even if you don't reach out, like I truly appreciate you guys, and I'm excited for this year. I'm with the kid and the job and everything. You can probably see me record like at 1 a.m., midnight and a half, most of the times. But and I always thought like I have no more fuel in me. I have no more fuel in me. But the truth is like more and more I have more fuel in me. Even if it costs me a lot, I have more fuel in me than I always thought. So I'm excited for this year, even though it's going to be complicated. I'm excited for this year, and I will be holding myself accountable, and I will deliver this content. So please be so kind to subscribe and check them out. And yeah, that being said, if you're still here, you're the true OG, and I hope you have a good year. So thank you.